Hello guys. Okay, so for today I prepare you form generator. This is super. This is awesome component. You can't see ever never a component like this. Okay, let's stop talking about extra things and let's get right into what we have here. So, for example, you need to develop a form, huh? So first you should create the inputs, then add, for example, okay, what is the text here, what is the hint here, what is the icon for this font, what is the dollar sign should be here, what is the options for radio and how to handle this. It should be controlled, uncontrolled, what should be the validations here, how I can change this validation without making this height of the inputs just jumping and so on. And then also you need to gather all the validation errors in one place. Also you need to handle the select drop down and so on, or the checkbox. And also the really tricky part is for this one, that for example inside the form you should define some type of the forms. If you delete this one and add another one again, so you see, okay, you shouldn't miss your data, huh? And yeah, a lot of other things that you should make sure that every single of them will be handled by your components here. And also you should have a like something like custom fields here also. Some, as you notice, we have the column here, that this is just like bootstrap. We have 12 column here, so we have 4 column for this one, 4 for this one, and 4 for this one. So let's cut the chase and find out how we can use this hook, and then let's take a deeper look to how this actually how this form is working. So let's check the form story here. So we have a form. Inside form we have inputs. That is gonna be an object that will define whatever should be the inputs here. We have the values. For example, if I refresh the page, you see this form values can be test, the last name will be test, and so on. Also, we have unchanged input. For the unchanged, we have an object that's showing you what field name and what field value is changed, and you just need to do this spreading syntax here to just combine with the previous form state and then set it as your form values. Also, we have a schema that is showing all these validations here. For example, if I remove it, and comment this one and refresh the page, you see there is no schema here. And yeah, so uh, next one is gonna be this label. We just set a label and we can collapse this page. Also, we have an icon here, for example. Also, we have a background true. We can set this to false and there will be no background anymore. Also, we have collapsible, if it's collapsible or not. Okay, as you see, the usage of this form is so easy, and you can access to change the updated value of the form immediately, and also it's automatically counting the errors and showing the validation here. So let's talk about the magic part, that is this word, the inputs. So for all of your inputs, as you notice, you should have a name. For example, for this one, we have last name. Then you have a columns. For example, I set it to 2. And then you see this column just get shorter or get longer. Huh? Second one, the third one is gonna be the component. So you have an enum and name of component. Should you can have the text area, select radio, checklist, toggle button, checkbox, date, group, total row, custom or custom component with controller. In this one, you will have access to name and input of the form values inside the custom components, and also in here you don't have the access. I will show you how you can use it. Also, we have a mask. For example, here we set some mask for number. Also, we can change it to like price, and then as you notice have we will have thousand separator. Also we can have, for example, like float here, so we can have a dot and then float. So also we have a placeholder. If I change it to a string or uncommented, we have a placeholder. Whatever is placeholder will be there. Also, this can be clearable or not. Also, it will show that it's required or not. Same for the price. We have same thing for the radio. We have options that all the options in all the components in this package will be label and value. So simple. For the job, we have the toggle button that user will choose, and for PO we have the text area. For roles we have select, and also for the multiple it's true, the main role will be false. So as you notice, we have no checkbox here, and we have some checkbox here, and this is the options. And also here, if you notice, we have a virtualization automatically injected to this select. So you will not touch anything. Also, some interesting part will be adding debouncing. For example, you are using this value to call a filter in your application, and you need debounce time. So for example, you will set the debounce to 500 milliseconds. When you refresh the page, if you let's do it together. Let's console log these form values here, and then let's what's happening. Hmm? If you notice, when I added the ones, after the user stop typing, and then uh, after a short period of time, we will see that the value will change. But here, if you notice, whenever we are changing, this value will be changed. Huh? So this debounce, as you notice, we didn't do anything. We just added debounce, and yeah, also it's handling debounce, virtual validation, virtualization, and a lot of like repeated things we need to do in our forms will be done with this process. So also here we have this grouping. So as you notice, for example, uh, for the first inside the group, the name will be group, and the label will be used as a button to show it here. And also we have no item label when there is nothing here, no family member will add here. This is no item label, and these fields mentioned here will automatically injected. So for example, if I change one of them to second the column, you see everything change. Also we can have this background false, then we will have no background for this part. Huh? Also, we have a custom that whatever JSX you render here will be injected to your form. Huh? Let's check, for example, awesome. Yeah. So I 100% suggest you to have this form in your application, but let's talk about how it's working. So, as you noticed, we are using in the first layer, we are just manipulating some CSS things, and in the core layer, we are using use form from React Hook form. So we are injecting the schema and also we are injecting the values here. And then for the inputs, we are mapping on the inputs. And for each input, we are getting the component related to that. And here we will have a get input controller and we are mapping each type to a controller and we are injecting the controller and also the name to this one. Let me make it a little bit beautiful like this. And yeah, let's go to one of our controller that is the main one is text controller. As you see, we have a controller here and we are implementing the mask things here. Also for the other ones, you can take a look as you can find this package in my GitHub. And yeah, you see the 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 structure is the same. You can change something here and then you will make sure that you will have only one radio or one for example text area in the whole application and everything will be injected to this text area and you can change it here and you can change all places in your application. And also we have a validation bar. You can change the structure of this validation bar or even this one based on whatever it's in your design system. Thank you for watching us. I hope you enjoy it and yeah, have a nice day.